Salvete omnes! In this lesson, we will learn the verb sum and the genitive case. Before watching this video, please read pages 34 through 40 in your textbook. This lesson will cover the following topics: sum in the present, future, and perfect tenses, genitive case usage, and first and second declension genitive case endings. The verb sum in Latin means to be. It is one of the most important verbs you will learn, so take care to memorize its forms. Although it is irregular, it still makes use of the personal endings we learned in the last video. Just like most verbs, it has four principal parts: sum, esse, fui, futurus. Let's see how sum conjugates in the present tense. Sum, I am, es, you are, est, he, she, they, it is, sumus, we are, estis, y'all are, and sunt, they are. Sum, es, est, sumus, estis, sunt. Now the future tense. Ero, I will or shall be. Eris, you will or shall be. Erit, he, she, they, it will be. Erimus, we will be. Eritis, y'all will be. Erunt, they will be. Ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, erunt. Now the perfect tense. Fui, I have been. Fuisti, you have been. Fuit, he, she, they, it has been. Fuimus, we have been. Fuistis, y'all have been. Fuerunt, they have been. Fui, fuisti, fuit, fuimus, fuitis, fuerunt. Just like all other finite verbs, the subject of sum will be in the nominative case. However, sum does not take a direct object. Here's an example. Equus est. Technically, this is a complete sentence and can be translated as it is a horse, or the horse is, or there is, i.e. there exists, a horse. Let's take this a step further. How would we translate the horse is good into Latin? Remember that adjectives must agree in gender, case, and number of the nouns they modify. Equus bonus est. Good. Equus is masculine nominative singular, so bonus must also be masculine nominative singular. Now what if I wanted to say the horse is my friend in Latin? In this case, think of sum like an equal sign. In math, the values on either side of an equal sign need to be the same. In Latin, both horse and friend need to be in the nominative case. So, the horse is my friend would translate into Latin as equus amicus meus est. The noun that is not the subject, but rather is describing the subject, is called the predicate nominative. So, in this case, amicus meus is the predicate nominative, while equus is the subject of est. Again, sum is one of the most important verbs in Latin you will ever learn. In addition to being super common and useful, some forms of sum will reappear later as we learn more verb tenses and constructions. Let's switch gears from verbs to nouns. It's time to learn another case, the genitive. Remember that when you look up a noun in the dictionary, its lemma contains both its nominative singular form as well as its genitive singular form. In this case, pecunia, pecuniae. So what does the genitive case do? In Latin, nouns in the genitive case most often express possession. In English, we communicate possession a number of ways, sometimes with an apostrophe s or s apostrophe, as in the girl's horse. You might also see the word of in place of apostrophe s or s apostrophe, as in the horse of the girl. In general, if you see a genitive noun, try adding of. From there, you might try out apostrophe s or, in some cases, for, and see what sounds best to you in English. Now let's take a look at the genitive case endings for first and second declension nouns and adjectives using the adjective bonus. first declension singular, boni, first declension plural, bonarum, second declension singular, boni, second declension plural, bonorum. Note that for both neuter and masculine second declension nouns in the genitive, their endings are the same. What other patterns do you notice? The genitive singular and nominative plural endings are the same in both the first declension and second declension masculine endings. You may also notice that I did not include the vocative case on this chart, and that I slightly changed the order of the cases from what you are used to seeing. This is how I will present new cases and declensions moving forward. Let's practice translating a few sentences using the genitive case. Agricola poetae verba legit. If you encounter a sentence in Latin and are feeling immediately overwhelmed, always find the verb. In this case, our verb is legit, which is third person singular. This tells me that there is likely to be a nominative singular noun somewhere in the sentence. This also tells me that poetae cannot be nominative plural and must be something else, since the verb is singular. Likewise, verba cannot be nominative plural. That leaves Agricola as our subject. Legit, read, is a transitive verb, which means that it takes a direct object. Our only option for that is verba, which must be neuter accusative plural. Poetae, then, is likely a genitive singular. But how do we know what poetae is modifying? First of all, in this context, it makes more sense for poetae, of the poet, to modify verba, words, than Agricola, farmer. Context will always be your best friend. Second, genitive nouns often come before the nouns they modify rather than after. In this case, poetae immediately precedes verba, which means that it is probably the noun it modifies. Put all this together, and what do you get? The farmer reads the words of the poet, or the farmer reads the poet's words. Both are correct. Remember, when you see a genitive noun, it is my recommendation that you try translating it with of first, and then try out other options like apostrophe s or for to see what sounds best in English. Let's try another one. Amicus puellarum pecunias tuas misit. The friend of the girls sent your money. The girl's friend sent your money. Why does it make more sense for puellarum to modify amicus than pecunias, despite word order potentially indicating otherwise? In this sentence, we have another word, tuas, an adjective, modifying pecunias to show possession. In Latin, to say that something belongs to me, to you, or to oneself, the possessive pronoun adjectives meus, tuus, and sus are used instead of the genitive case. Now you know 3 tenses of one of the most important verbs in Latin and another case. Remember to spend time learning and internalizing these new forms. Until then, waleta!